You do this, and fuck me.
Like a
Loads of
June,
people.
should I go from?
Let me just send a message.
Got prospectors in a refinery, but they only
Message
have...
sent. Interdict at will.
Hi, it's 975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox One, and today I'm bringing you some PvP Piracy, and I want to talk about the amount of salt that gets thrown our way for engaging in PvP Piracy, and whether PvP Piracy is a legitimate part of the game, and some examples for you. Now, the guy I'm interdicting here got very salty about this incident. He claimed he never got messaged, which is odd considering the opening clip, and then you'll see me at the end of this clip. And he got very abusive both in messages on Xbox and messages over YouTube. And then he's also threatened me with harassment if I make a video about the incident. So I am making a video about the incident, but I'm hoping to undercut it with a more generalized view of why piracy is included in the game and why PvP piracy is part of the game. Now, to kick us off, I'm going to show you an example of perfect PvP piracy carried out by Harry Polo, the consummate master of PvP piracy. Now, Polo is the near-perfect pirate. He is polite, he is menacing and threatening, but is a gentleman pirate. And that is what we aim to do here at the Dark Marauders. We don't want to kill anyone. We ask you to politely stop for a scan, and then we assess how much cargo you've got and go from there. If you refuse to stop and start shooting at us, we try and take out your drives without killing you. This is the way that we do things. You know, we're not griefers, we are pirates. Now, the next question is whether piracy is legitimate gameplay. Well, there's a big argument to be made here, because FDev provide us the tools to be able to pirate. We have interdictors, manifest scanners, wake scanners, we have limpet controllers, we have hatchbreaker limpets, collector limpets. We have all the tools, and it is something that FDev actually put in the game because they wanted us to have the choice to be able to do good or do bad. I flip over now to a brief clip of David Braeburn.
Deeply illegal. We wanted the player to have the freedom to do good and to do bad.
So as you hear from David Braeburn himself, Elite is about having the freedom to do good or to do bad, and Open is about playing with freedom. It does give you a warning that you may encounter other players. FDev are fully aware that some of those players engage in piracy. The only one of my videos that's ever been recommended on a newsletter from Frontier is one in which I was doing PvP piracy. Admittedly, it was reverse piracy, but it was still piracy, and they featured that video, which was great. It was the tea and cake or death video where me and Don went around asking the galaxy if they wanted tea and cake or death. It was such a fun, entertaining way to spend our time. But some people get really upset. Now, they get upset with me because I expose combat loggers. I get a lot of messages like this one from people who think combat logging is fine and get upset that I expose it. I do love the fact by the time I came to respond to the top comment, it had been heavily edited and definitely toned down, so the person obviously taking a deep breath. But yes, I expose people for combat logging, which is using an exploit to escape defeat in combat, which is something that is actually against the FDev terms and conditions. Now, I would like to point out at this stage in the video that I have no ill will towards the people who throw salt at me. It's quite funny, I find it amusing. I used to harvest salt in Call of Duty. One of my favourite type of video to ever make was the shotgun rampage with hate mail. There are many versions of that video on my channel. I used to love making those videos because it made use of the salt that was thrown in my general direction. And that is what I'm doing here. I am highlighting the salt. So Lucagian83 did eventually die in his anaconda. He kept shooting at Scooby. Both me and Scooby put our weapons away because we realised his ship was so weak we couldn't disable his drives without killing him. We continued to send him messages asking him very nicely to stop shooting, and we repeatedly messaged him. Now he claims he didn't get any messages, he claims that he's a noob, but if he's a noob, he's already in a player group, he's already in an anaconda. It's not kind of newbie, and how are we supposed to know you're a noob if you're in an anaconda in the triple mining hotspot? You know, we're going to see you as a viable target. You're an anaconda. It didn't become apparent until we fired missiles at his anaconda that he was in a paper anaconda, but that's unfortunate. We cannot decide on that. And as you can see, I offered to pay for his rebuy. I was, you know, even though I wasn't responsible for his death, I don't think, because I'd put my weapons away and don't shoot at him from this point on, and I repeatedly messaged him asking him politely to stop shooting. He, you know, got very upset and sent me a lot of salt. Now, I will extend my offer to him that I will happily pay for his rebuy. He can visit my fleet carrier and pick up diamonds to the amount of his rebuy. Not a problem. I'll even come out in my Type 9 and drop them for him so he can collect them. But there is no point in throwing salt at me for engaging in legitimate gameplay supported by FDev. Piracy is part of the game. It's part of being an open. If you don't like it, then please don't play in open. There's no need to throw abusive, homophobic assaults on people because you don't like what they do in game. You play the way you want to play, we'll play the way we want to play, and if you don't like coming into open because there's griefers and pirates, then don't come into open. Unfortunately, this guy did end up dying, which is a shame because we wanted to pirate him, not kill him. But, you know, I'll leave you with his comments, and I'm going to say that's all. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry this is a bit more of a, you know, ruder video than I normally like to make. There are some very salty people out there, and there are some very salty comments. You can check through the comment section on my channel. It is sometimes quite hilarious, and like I say, I have no ill will towards these players. I don't want to see anyone hunted down or harassed over this. I'm just highlighting an issue within the game and highlighting that piracy is part of the game. That's all. Thank you very much for watching.